Everybody stretch. You want to start. The best thing to do when you start playing Dungeons and Dragons is get a good stretch in. Make sure you move around a little bit because we're going to be sitting here playing Dungeons and Dragons for a while. Also, if y'all don't have a beverage, now is the time to go get some hydration. I found almost a unicorn. There's the Necromancers, which I haven't seen in a long time at the local corner market, and I was like, I need it.
I'm pretty sure.
What are you drinking there?
Yeah, Necromancers.
Oh,
I knew it.
Yeah.
one of
I
Dylan's
know.
aloe
It's
vera.
so good. Hey, I like that. The only problem I ever had with the aloe vera is too sweet. Most of them are too sugary.
Ask him what he makes me at Starbucks when he's there.
No, thank you.
It's so much sugar.
No, I'm good. Nope, you know what? One of my feet just fell off from diabetes from you even suggesting I ask the question. Thanks. Yeah, my girlfriend went to a Korean, actually we both went to a Korean place, and they make this cookie dough coffee. And yeah, they literally take like chunks of cookie dough and like whip it into the coffee and then froth whipping cream on top of it. It's stupid. I almost died just from having a single sip. I almost went into a true and honest got diabetic coma. My eyes felt like they were glazed over with icing. It was really a sensation. And I like sweet stuff. Don't get me wrong. I'm no salt tooth. I'm sweet all the way through. I take my coffee black because I'm already sweet enough. I mean, bring on the salt too. I'm a glutton, a hedonist at heart. Sips Mexican beer proudly. Yeah, I am excited for tonight because we get to revisit the students of Strixhaven, and we're going to be playing in the Witherbloom College today, which is very exciting because it's a bit trepidatious there. I mean, with a name like now. Look, I know I was bloviating, but you don't have to leave like that. It's just rude to leave when I'm in the middle of my bloviating. All right.
Sorry, wrong button. I opened the Strixhaven map while I was at this tab.
Yeah, so we're gonna get to meet some new characters. We got new players at the table. That's very exciting. New players, new characters. A new section of Strixhaven to explore, and new characters to meet along the way. And I'm very excited for you to meet them for sure. Let's see here. Anything else that we need to go over? Everybody should just read the primer and start playing games if you're curious where we're at, or go back and watch the last couple of episodes, because some grung or slad or something like that has terrorized members of the Strixhaven community, and our intrepid, nosy adventurers are trying to find out who done it and why. And I'm excited because y'all gonna have to share. I'm just gonna sit back, put my hands behind my head, and y'all can just explain to one another what's going on. I'm excited about that part. Love it when y'all do the work for me. And then yeah, it's keep wanting to say Gloomhaven, but I know that's a board game and not Witherbloom. But for some reason, the two of them are like they're right beside one another in my head, like some people and feet. But yeah, so I don't know. Oh, that's it. Forgot. Last thing. This is season 1, episode 3, and I have titled this one "The Necromancers Breakfast Club." So just to give you a heads up of where we're going today. So that's enough bloviating out of me. And when I'm done bloviating, you know what time it is. It's time for the round robin. That's right, everybody. Our favorite part of the game, we get it out of the way early, and then it's just straight downhill for the rest of the experience. During the round robin, we like to do 4 distinct things. The first thing we do is introduce ourselves. The second thing we do is share with one another and the world our pronouns. The third thing we do is introduce our characters. And the fourth and final thing is offer a vivid, aesthetic description of our characters so that they may live in each and every one of our brain holes. Because, well, I like to vividly hallucinate with my friends on the internet for 2 to 3 hours at a time, 6 days a week, often multiple times per day. And today is no different. So, without further ado, Matt, why don't you take it away and show the folks at home and the new people at our table how it's done.
Yes. A nice level of mastery.
You practiced at this point. You should be able to knock it out, no problem.
Sure. Hi, I'm Matt. Generally he, him pronouns. I won't be upset if you call me he, she, they, Zim. Then I'll be an invader. But that's okay.
Nice. Nice. Good poll. Good poll. Very good. Some dad jokes to start us off.
Yes. Tonight I am playing Sethan, a mantis folk monk war mage. Don't ask me how I reached that combination. I still don't know. As far as our wonderful vivid description, there's a sharing screen. Yeah.
You can do it.
Yep. It doesn't like that I'm going to share my whole screen and meat is on it. So 1 second.
I believe in you. You can also just drop
Yes.
me you drop a link for us and I can share it with the world at large.
All right. So
hey, there's some
this
inspo.
is our friendly 2 foot tall, 45-pound mantis based off of a very real creature that is this big on your hand.
Love it.
As far as Sethan goes, reasonably accurate. The only clothes he's wearing is a scarf around his neck, telling you that he's a member of the Quandric school. In the, what was it? Green and white colors, I believe.
That sounds right.
And as far as equipment he's carrying, he's got nothing. Just his wonderful bug claws. And whenever he needs to grab something, if he doesn't want to damage it, he's using Mage Hand and loves to draw all over anything he can find. And he doesn't think magic is real.
Yep.
He believes we're all just using formulas we don't understand.
Yep. Yep. I mean, that's understandable. I mean, especially if you look, I think very much so that fits with Quandrix as well. They do tend to have sorcerers that use like arcane sigils and whatnot for spell casting. Very Doctor Strange sort of aesthetic. Although what I've seen, it's mostly just like hues of green that they tap into. I had a little inspo that I wanted to share. Let's see if I can pull this up for everybody. Nope, almost there. We're getting there. Scrolling. There we go. don't get lost in the wastes, or you'll look like the character on the right. But generally speaking, the students of Strixhaven, cool, or of Quandrix, tend to have pastel greens and grays as their aesthetic, and so that scarf is probably going to match that look. Sweet. That's gonna bring, now that everybody got shuffled around here, that's gonna bring us around to Finn. Finn, I'm so excited to get to you this early on. Also, happy early birthday to you.
Thank you. My profile pic is now appropriate.
Yeah, that's very, I like that very much. You might meet one of those guys since you're going to Witherbloom.
Gary.
I'm just saying.
Will it have a party hat?
Why wouldn't it have a party hat?
Crocodilian party.
Are you saying lizard folk are never ready to throw down?
I'm saying
Definitely
lizard
ready to
folk are always ready to throw down.
So I'm Finn, they, them, and I play Fiend, he, him. He's an owlin. He's somewhere between 4 to 5 feet tall. I don't know. I don't have a definite height, but he's small because he's based off of the actual owl, the little owl. So his coloring looks like this, but just human eyes, anthropomorphic eyes.
I like it. I like it very much. I would say that between 3 and 4 feet probably is like the range that he can assume. Because he can probably hunker and then he can probably get like a real tall comparatively.
Yeah, because owls like to tuck their legs inside.
Yeah, exactly. You can just like, and then you just like, no, but seriously, I'm ready to go. And yeah, no, he's definitely taller than Seafin. Definitely taller than Seafin.
If he could probably eat Stephen, but he won't.
Could be. Sweet. What else?
Yeah, he likes the dark academia aesthetic. So he's got like a little brown sweater, and what's that material that they use for pants? It's like fuzzy. It's not like velvet though.
Velour.
It's like that. I don't know.
Is it ribbed? Is it corduroy?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Corduroy.
Corduroy. Okay. All right.
So yeah, like lower pants. Like a little necklace or something, some little jewelry there. If it's cold, he's got like a big trench coat. But yeah, very.
When he's doing his detective work, he's got the deerstalker cap, like Sherlock Holmes.
And I keep debating on whether or not he should have glasses, because if he does wear glasses, it's definitely just for the aesthetic. He does not need them. He's an owl.
I mean, I think it would be even funnier if he did need them and he's an owl.
Oh, that is pretty funny, but I don't.
We'll see.
I guess since owlings are humanoid, they can have human-like disabilities. I don't.
Here's the thing. I don't think enough people take owls to the ophthalmologist to know whether owls actually have good eyesight or not. They could just see a blur on the ground and be like, "Time to kill."
Good point.
That's what I do. If I see a blur coming at me, I'm like, "Ha die."
So yeah, let's say he does have glasses. Probably the perfectly circular ones, because that definitely is with the little chain.
Nice.
I don't know how they're staying on though, because you don't got outer ears.
This is a world of magic.
He just gets lost in the fluff.
He's got little feathers that hold on to it.
Sure. He's got the strap around the back, the croquis. Well, no, because he's got the chain, so no, he wouldn't have the croquis.
Does he? He does have a glasses chain, does he?
Yeah,
yes.
That's canonical.
Perfect. Good.
Sweet. Anything else for our Owlin friend?
I'm not very good at role playing it, but he talks very monotone because he's very autistic coded.
Understandable.
Because I'm autistic, so I make all my characters autistic.
Ha! That's what you get. Yeah. Cool. Sweet. Thanks, Finn. Hey, Finn, one more thing.
Yes.
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Sweet. All right. Leah, are you ready? Are you ready to do the thing? I believe in you. It's your first go at this.
I
Alright.
believe.
Wait, all right, so
Believe.
wait, well, I'm just gonna give you the rundown. I'm gonna make sure just ease you into this hot tub of round robin-ness. So the first thing we do is introduce ourselves.
I'm Leah.
Hi, Leah. The second
Hi.
thing we do is share with one another in the world our pronouns.
She.
Okay, great. The third thing we do is introduce our characters.
Okay, so my character is Evie.
Okay.
It's short for Eviora, which is original character that I had created. So I'm going to kind of base my character off that because I didn't really put too much thought into my background for this one. I was more concerned about the logistics of everything.
Magnificent.
But basically, she's kind of like a lone wolf and like a little bit of a collector of oddities and facts and artifacts and just like everything. She likes to collect things. So I put her armor as leather and hide because she's not really into like just a generic type of clothing. She kind of just likes to have one piece of this, one piece of that, one piece of like belts, buckles, all different types of stuff. She's more on the dark side of things. So she has dark hair, she has dark eyes, she has dark eyebrows, dark features.
Tell me about the eye makeup. That wasn't actually a joke. I'm genuinely interested.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't really picture that character being too concerned with makeup. It's more just kind of like darken anything that I can type vibe. So she would probably just have messy black shadow and fluffy eyebrows.
You did makeup once, like a couple weeks ago. Someone was like, "Can I do your makeup?" And you were like, "I guess I can't stop you." And so it's the same makeup that's been there for like.
Yeah, more or less. Or she would be like, "This makeup was actually like on an Egyptian one time," or something crazy. Like
not bad. Sorcery does a lot, so you can play around with that.
Okay. Full disclosure.
Yeah.
You said wild magic. Today I selected wild magic because I thought it sounded cool.
It is.
Dylan and I are newbies at D&D,
Awesome.
and we are doing our best, but we're not going to know everything. We're not going to do everything perfectly. So apologies in advance because if we don't know if we're doing something wrong. But
Absolutely
also, you frightened me a little bit.
Oh, well, I know that's fair. Yeah, good.
So I Googled it, and then I was like, shit. I didn't mean to.
No, it's good. You made a great choice. You made a great decision, I promise. Finn, do you have a question?
Yeah.
If Evie wants to talk about ancient Egyptian makeup, Athene will go on a info dump about ancient Egyptian fashion.
Yeah, y'all can go back and forth. Yeah, that's actually a great little sort of aside. So I love new players at the table. I find them sometimes, don't tell the veterans, I find them more fun than established players because you're not burdened by decades of lore and rules. And so what I like to do for players is make this exchange very easy. You tell me what you want to do, essentially what you want to accomplish, and I will explain to you what mechanics you need to use to do so. Generally, it's going to be any number of checks, and then I will be glad to point out exactly where on the D&D Beyond character sheet you need to click to accomplish those things. It should be that easy, and so I make it that easy for folks. Please do feel at ease. It is difficult to do anything horrendously wrong. And generally speaking, if something goes wrong, it just leads to an increase in narrative stakes. And those are my second favorite type of stakes.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Sweet. Yeah, and also truly, yeah. Think about your character's motivation, and follow that North Star, and I will not be upset with you. Really, the only time I'll be upset with you is if you don't hydrate, and if you're hard on yourself unnecessarily. Those are the things that upset me.
Well, I got the hydration part down, so
Yes. Yeah, everybody else does wrestle with the being nice to themselves. But no, I am on your side. This isn't a competition. It's not you versus me. We are all here creating a story collaboratively. So we've all got a stake in this, which I guess would be my third favorite type of stake. Sweet.
What's the first type?
Meat.
That would be beefsteak.
I'm all right with that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was just gonna add, and Evie has a bunch of like miscellaneous jewelry too. A lot of it, maybe hers, maybe stolen, maybe not, but just because she thought it was cool and she wanted it. But she never steals. Like, she's chaotic good, so she never steals from like people that need it or anything like that. She steals from assholes and rich people, and then people that probably
corporations. Sorry.
Fantasy Hobby Lobby.
Yeah.
yeah. So she just has a bunch of oddities and bits and pieces to her.
Magnificent. I'm very excited to meet her and get to know her more. Thanks, Leah. That was very good. Very nice done. Yes. Kudos. Boom.
That's okay.
Dylan, you ready to do the thing?
Yeah. I'm Dylan. My pronouns are he, him. Yeah. Is that right?
Yeah. So 2 for 2.
Fuck yeah. And my character, right? Yeah, character.
Yep.
My character is Ziggy Moonage. If you're a classic rock fan, you'll catch that reference, Ziggy Stardust and Moonage Daydreaming. Hell yeah, he's got it.
I'm old enough.
I'm not old enough, but my parents are old enough, so I'm
that's
become
fair.
old enough.
Yeah.
You're gay.
Fair, that's how I know it.
True.
Get out of here. Beautiful. What does Ziggy look like?
Ziggy is a younger man, but because of his history and the way his life goes, he has peppered hair and very older looking, weathered, you would say, because of the years on the road as being a mercenary and traveling from town to town and just surviving and doing his thing. And right. So, and I generally wear nicer clothes because of the work that I've done. So I feel a little more distinguished in a way, but not because I've had such a terrible upbringing with my mom being killed at such a young age and being taken on the road by a band of mercenaries and learning how to live on the road. So it's kind of like the rich, like rags to riches, but not riches kind of thing.
Rags to comfortable middle income.
Yeah, living comfortably and be like, I can finally afford the nice thing in life that I've always strived for, but
worked for it.
Yeah, for it, but still very humble and still help people.
A brief stint in the Mercenaries Guild really will put a few coins in your pocket. So that's understandable. Sweet. What's his general like aesthetic? We got sort of salt and pepper. How like long hair, short hair?
Right. I would say medium length, shorter hair with no beard. Surprisingly, likes to keep it clean shaven to just try to keep himself feeling young, even though he is young, but just feels old from just years of being on the road again. And
he's got dirty fingernails.
I do.
Dylan or the character? No. Any visible scars or just more of like a weathered sort of appearance?
Just more of the weathered because I've always worn like chainmail or leather in my previous battles. Have been able to somewhat deflect stuff and not get too beat up type stuff, but just scarred like emotionally type stuff.
Hey, welcome to the crowd, man. Oh, boy, you're gonna fit in real good here.
Yeah,
we do emotionally scarred, like professionally around here.
Yeah, seen some things.
Yeah, exactly.
Seen some shit.
I've done some shit, man.
You said you tend to wear nicer clothes. Is that over any sort of armor that you wear, or
No,
is the armor itself very nicely appointed so that it looks?
I would say it's more nicely. Yeah, definitely. What am I wearing? I think I'm wearing a leather piece actually.
We've got you with leather armor.
Yes, that's right. So my leather would be more of the higher quality hide with the finer stitching and the more noticeably just generally embellished and embroidered type thing, right? Okay. You just know like you've got it from just a little bit of a better leather worker than the average storekeep because of the stint in the Mercenaries Guild, right?
Love that for sure. Generally, although it is not required, students do have an aesthetic that in some ways speaks to their school. So I don't know. They tend to use blacks and greens.
Yes, both.
Perfect. Yes, perfect.
And my school has this. What is it? A chameleon, I believe, as our mascot. And a lot of the mages. Right. Yes?
Sounds right.
Yeah. And a lot of the mages walk around with smaller chameleons, and some of them are black and green as the chameleons. Yeah. Represent different types of mages and their powers, I believe. Something along the lines of that, perhaps.
Yeah, you don't sound too far off the mark there. I will say this: that the way I like to play Dungeons and Dragons in general is that we will all sort of introduce canon concepts to the game. And so if there is a deviation from what it says in the book, well, that's what we do here. We're all sort of using Strixhaven as the foundation or scaffolding for the story we tell. So,
sorry to interrupt you, but Strixhaven, it's Magic the Gathering, correct?
That is correct. Yes.
That's what I thought. I'm like, I knew that name from somewhere. I just couldn't place it. Yeah. I knew it.
Yeah. I was an early adherent to Magic the Gathering. I got there just after, just when they were going from beta to whatever the next generation was. And so I got in for a few years, and I got lucky, and I got out while I still could. And I still got love. Yeah, thank you. Revised edition.
My mother named me after a Magic the Gathering card. That's all I will say about my dead name.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Wow, that's really something. Yeah. So looking forward to it. There's a lot of chameleons and geckos and all sorts of. What's the other one? They're this like orangey and green spotted salamanders. Salamanders is a bunch of newts and salamanders.
What about skinks, Hadley? What about skinks?
We don't allow skinks in this game. I'm just kidding. They're just harder to find. We don't talk about skinks. Cool.
Okay. What is skinks? Enlighten us.
They're little lizards with the little short legs. They're so adorable. They're the like Dauschund of the lizard world. Yeah.
And they like dog food.
I'm Googling it.
Oh my god.
Oh,
hell yes.
They're cute.
They are
it's like a snake.
Adorable.
Have you guys seen Hellbenders? They're giant.
Yeah.
They're like
very
Tennessee.
Yes.
tuck.
So essentially, you take a
Love that.
skink and you hit it with the ray from Honey I Shrunk the Kids 2. And then you get those guys. They live in the North Carolina mountains and are endangered these days. And that's a sad state of affairs. It's what happens when you chop off the tops of mountains and then pour coal ash down a river. Thanks, West Virginia. Sweet. At the around the bend we come here. Charlie, do the thing.
Hello, I'm
Hello.
Charlie. I use he or they pronouns, and I'm playing Octave, who is a Warforged bard who uses they them pronouns, the occasional he him. You know, he's just a little guy walking through this big world. And he is a little Warforged comprised mainly of copper and porcelain. He has a very kind of simplified faceplate without like a proper nose or mouth, but like simply the slope of like the nose and the glowing eyes, with some musical symbols that have been embossed on it and some lines going across it. And he has currently a giant cello case strapped to his back. Just because of the phase of the moon, his instrument shifts with the phases of the moon and grows and shrinks in size, going from a violin to a double bass, depending on the phase of the cycle we're in.
Something
So that's
similar
work.
happens to me. I get it.
Understandable, King.
Clothes, armor? Question mark.
Currently, he is not armored. He is wearing. Pardon?
Give us his art.
Okay. I
Oh, there's
have some-
art. Are you holding out on
It's-
me?
It's not finished. I don't know why they brought it up.
Hey,
It's
Because
it's
it's
the
cute.
same
They
thing I
love
showed
it.
last time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's nothing. Also,
cute.
I should
It's
just
not
send
nothing.
it because I
It's not
don't
nothing.
have.
Oh
As
yeah, I
quiet
can
as a
screen
troll.
share it.
Nice. Good call, Matt.
So true. He's just a little guy, and he's
Very
got a
good.
little like kind of
That's
like
so
looks like
cool.
mimicking human hair, but it's just brushed out white yarn that he's kind of glued to the back of his carapace.
Coiffed. Very good.
They like your art, you dweeb.
It's true.
It's not
Emphasis
even my detailed stuff.
I still like it.
We'll get there. Thanks, Charlie. Appreciate you. Wyatt.
Hello, I'm
Hello.
Wyatt. I use it, they, and he pronouns, preferably the first two. Yay. I also use Fae pronouns, which are also very preferred, and I also very love. And I am playing Redemption, the Tiefling Aasimar hybrid bard, because fuck the government, I do what I want. I'm gonna show y'all what the boy looks like with
Show us the
my
boy.
device. He's very pretty. He's full of fear at all times. He's constantly anxious. And he likes bones, so he has a little skull pantaloon.
Him small too, yeah?
Him maybe 5 foot with horns.
Okay.
Him a little bit shorter than that without horns, and him half blind because fuck the government.
Yeah, well, an eye for an
Shit
eye.
happens sometimes. It's
how it
not his
goes.
fault. It's not his fault. But yeah, he very cute. He very good boy.
Exciting.
And him have good aesthetic. Him also full of fear at all times, and
Can't imagine why.
is also autistic because I'm autistic and I said so. Except he's the opposite kind of autistic from Athene, where he is highly sensitive to emotions and is, or not saying Athene's not highly sensitive to emotions, but like more
One's
expressive.
sort of like a flatter disposition.
Yeah.
Which I really
He's-
appreciate because Finn gets to play like the straight man to the rest of the crowd, which is irony enough just in its name. But Finn just knocks out the delivery of that, and I think
it's very
on
good.
the other side of that, your delivery of a kind of boy is a nice foil.
Thank you. And Redemption does also use he they pronouns because Why the fuck not?
I don't know. Pick a pronoun, y'all. Spin
More projecting. More
wheel
projecting.
of pronouns.
Today's genders are.
Yeah, exactly. Sweet. Excellent. Thank you, Wyatt. Full house tonight. So excited to have so many fabulous people at the table. So thank you all for joining me. I am DMing Hadley. He, him pronouns. I'm here for about 60% or so of your DMing needs because I don't do maps or roll 20. I am taking a yes, nicely done. EVIE EV with and so I'm taking a class to become a therapeutic game master. And today they ran the session. We play a game. Ran a session on Roll20. And I could feel the wellspring of frustration at even having to play on Roll20. I was like, why are you making me do this? This is entirely unnecessary. And it was, and I feel completely vindicated in my loathing of digital tabletops because they slow down the process of getting to play the game, and that's why we play in the theater of the mind. We did it. We did the round robin. And that brings us that brings us to Witherbloom. I'm gonna. I know that you guys saw that, but I'm gonna scroll up and I'm gonna click on it and share it with the people. So, in case anybody out there sees this in the future, this is Central Campus, the Biblioplex, where a good deal of this campaign has taken place. The Bow's End Tavern, which was assaulted just over 3 weeks ago. And as we look back, we will see the general Strixhaven campus here, with the central campus in the middle, and then the various other schools. And we will be down here in Witherbloom. And just for everybody's edification, this is what it looks like. As you leave out of Central Campus, you will enter the Sedgemoor Wood, and if you survive the Sedgemoor Wood, you can make your way to the general campus here, from Widdershins Hall to Wildroot to the Detention Bog, which something tells me that y'all are going to end up in the Detention Bog, just because, like I said, I named the title of this episode Necromancers Breakfast Club. So, yeah. Here we go. Octave, Evie, Athene, Redemption, and Sethan. You have all made your way from Central Campus to the edge of the woods of Sedgemoor. And as you approach, it is the middle of the day. And as you turn around and look behind you, it's just beautiful, gorgeous day. There's clouds hanging in the skies, beautiful blue skies overhead. There's birds chirping and tweeting. And then you turn around and it looks like you are standing at the edge of the Black Forest. Darkness seems to permeate this space so much so that it seems to leak out over your feet as you stand near to it. Evie?
Oh, yeah.
Sorry, I was controlling the D.
Yeah, you got to uncontrol that D every once in a while. Yeah, as you look in, can I get a perception check from you, please?
Okie doke. Yes, you can.
Excellent. You'll click on the bonus to perception check.
What's perception under?
It'll be under your skills. And scroll down. It's about 3/4 of the way down.
Okay.
Okay, there we go. We found her.
And then just click on the bonus, and that should roll the dice for you.
22.
Oh. Yeah, as you look out, you sort of squint into the darkness. And as you do, you see quite a few things. First, there is a very active ecosystem inside of this place. You can see many different types of lizards moving around. You see geckos, you see salamanders. Most of them are relatively small, but as you continue to look around, you look one way and don't see anything, and as you look back again, you see just the eye of a chameleon looking at you from a branch about 30 feet ahead, and then you see it drop its almost like invisibility level of camouflage, and it turns and looks at your party, and then it snaps its head to the right, shoots out its tongue, and eats a very large insect out of the air. I don't know if anyone's ever had the displeasure of meeting a palmetto bug, but if you have, then you will be grateful to this chameleon for having murdered one. You also see a source of illumination and a pathway which sort of leads off to the northeast. And you can see a few different dots of light in the distance, giving an orangey red sort of illumination to the fog that hangs within these trees. And can I get a history check from you, please?
Yep. A 20.
Okay, all right. This is great. I hope that the laws of whatever, where you roll too many times and then it goes back to whatever, returning to the mean or whatever. It's because that's too good in a row. Yeah, you've spent some time down here. 20, you've got to be familiar with this area. And I think perchance you might be excited to meet Dean Valentine. He's a vampire.
Uh-oh.
I mean, he's a dean. He can't be that bad, right? Because he's a vampire. I mean, right?
The fact that he's a dean is the problem.
The potions professor is constantly inebriated. Well, I don't know what sort of professors you're expecting here at Strixhaven, but this one just happens to be a vampire. Don't be racist.
Vampirism isn't the problem.
What's the problem?
The fact that he's a dean.
Where the accumulation of knowledge over centuries cannot be understated, the value that he brings.
I don't like teachers.
Yeah, authority is scary.
Now that is a reasonable disposition and an understandable. That is not somewhat regular. It's been hundreds of years since any students went missing that you know of that were reported publicly by the university.
And that weren't covered up by the university.
Just saying. As you look in, you're like, I know my way around here. I think probably much to the chagrin of the rest of the party, begin to move forward into that space. As you do, Redemption, can you please don't try and steal every living critter out of these woods. This is their home.
Redemption doesn't like lizards. It's fine.
Oh, okay. That sounds like a lie. And
He
now
doesn't like.
I
Okay,
have to endear these lizards to you so that I
let me
can
correct
then
it.
deny
Let me
you.
correct myself. He doesn't like lizards that are larger than his forearm. If they're tiny, he loves them.
Okay, we're not going to delve into that too much.
I love
I
lizards.
want to pet a lizard.
Would you like to pet a lizard?
Yes.
Roll me an animal handling check, please.
16.
Okay. This is going to be contested. What kind of lizard do you want to pet?
I like salamanders. Technically not a lizard. It's an amphibian, but
That's fair. There's a black and orange salamander. Takes a liking to you. The rest of them skitter, and this one looks at you. Somewhere between suspicious and defiantly. Like, you can eat me, but you can't eat the rest of my friends. And then you pet him.
Yeah, just a little pat.
His eyes sort of roll around, not knowing what to do with this sensation, thinking that you were about to devour him and his life had come to an end. He turns around and looks at, you can see little eyes sticking out from under fallen leaves and branches. And he turns around and sort of looks out like, it just happened. And then turns around and sort of crawls onto your foot and just sort of like headbutts you. And then he looks up at you. And then he just turns and scurries under the leaves.
What a lovely little creature.
Sethan, how's your prey drive?
I am watching the flittering, flying insects with interest, trying not to scare my fellow students.
Do you think you could? Yeah. Do you think you could keep from doing? I'm not going to stop you. They're everywhere. They're huge. I mean, seriously. Just saying. If you couldn't, yeah. Roll me an attack. See how this goes.
$21.
How many would you like to get as you're sort of walking through the woods here? And my second question being, are they a snack or are you just murdering with impunity?
Snack. I am not just snatching them and rendering them into small pieces. They are being eaten.
Okay. Sweet.
The whole crap.
Yeah, good eating. I mean, if you can get it as an insect. Anyone who wants to eat a palmetto bug, I say more power to them, because the less palmetto bugs there are, the better we are all off. As you continue down into the wood here, probably unsurprising, because if you could imagine how fast a small praying mantis is, just all that all that like fluid pressure, just like swap, just not surprised at all. Yeah, right. It's a good combo. Good insectoid. Yeah, love it. Well, we'll miss you. I hope your food's good. We'll see you soon, though. See you soon. Um, as you continue down this pathway, you can see now that you are sort of on a ridge that looks down over the campus itself. It is a sprawling series of what look like very organic structures. They look like they've been grown from the very trees of this swamp, and then sort of treated with sprawling windows, which themselves seem to be very organic in their curvature. And you can see students as they are milling about from up here. You can see there's extracurricular activities. You can see there's people far off in the distance to the southwest, and they seem to be doing mounted training, riding through the woods. And as you look to the southeast, you sort of walk past this tree which comprises the main hall at Wittershin. And as you sort of round that, look down and you see the path that leads past Wildroot Hall, in case you guys still have a map, and down into the main campus. There are many again organically grown boardwalks. Which keep students up off of the murky bog in this swamp. The smell, by the way, not the greatest as you get down here. Don't know if you're familiar with the aroma of rotting corpses in bogs, but there's more than a few down there, which I think speaks to the earlier suggestion that maybe one or two students have gone missing that were never reported. And then you hear what sounds like an air raid siren go off. And as you hear that, you also see off to the right students sort of begrudgingly going inside. Not again. You could just see that like this is obviously not the first time whatever's happening happens. And at that time, Ziggy, can I get a perception check from you, please?
1 second. Oh shit. 8, so 8 plus 4 is what, 12? Yeah, so 12.
Magnificent. As you are leaving out of Wiltroot Hall. Nice. As you look out of Wiltroot Hall, you see a group of individuals who are very clearly not Witherbloom students, looking around somewhat unaware of the threat that is impending. And as you look to the east towards the detention bog, you can see a number of skeletons rising up out of the muck and mire, and clambering onto the boardwalk coming towards Wiltroot Hall.
Could I do an insight check, or that wouldn't apply to that, would it?
What are you hoping to learn or know?
to see the reaction of the students and perhaps study their body language, if that would apply to that.
I'll say this without having to roll anything. They don't know about the skeletons.
The
Yeah,
students.
there's
Yeah.
been some lingering issues with a number of the spells cast by third and fourth year students, and it seems like these skeletons just sort of propagate in the bog, and come up every once in a while and really start causing trouble. It doesn't usually take much to put them down. They're just skeletons after all, but they are still dangerous. Um, and as you look back, wondering whether these folks are going to be able to handle this, you hear a scraping noise against the side of Wiltroot Hall, and turn around to see that one of these skeletons has picked up a scythe from the side of the building, and is struggling to wield it at first. And then all of a sudden, it's as if something snaps inside of them, and you see them just like and shift into a very dangerous disposition. Let's roll for initiative. Yeah. So here's how we like to do initiative.
And this
Whoever
is
has
D20, correct?
Yep, D20 plus your initiative bonus, which should be on the right hand side near the top center of your character sheet. At least if you're on the computer. Might be a little different if you're on mobile. But if you know without a shadow of a doubt that you have the highest initiative, like Matt here is saying, I don't think anybody's going to beat a 24 necessarily. Anybody higher than 24, 25, 26, 27, 24. Sold at 24.
Go. You have a 22.
I've got a 22.
Excellent. That's how we do it.
I got a
Is that a
19.
20?
We
Also,
got a
or 22.
Who got the 20? Who?
Right.
19 for Ziggy, right? Who's next?
14.
Anybody gonna beat a 14?
Nope, because I got a 3.
All right. Red with 14.
You jinxed me with my 20s.
I knew it would happen. They call it regression to the mean, and I think it's a load of horseshit. Because if you just roll enough times, then there will be a spread. And if you look at a large enough sample of anything, it seems to you can pluck patterns from it. But it's the same odds every time. Theme, what'd you get?
6.
Nice. A theme with a 6. And Evie coming in, just rounding it out. Wow. Well, the Skellingtons didn't do great, y'all. This might be a real short fight. Oh, sweet. They're gonna go not quite. Sweet. See, then you're up first. As you look out, you see a gentleman stepping out of the Wiltroot Hall, and then you begin to hear a string. Nope, sorry, it's not Wayne and Garth. It's a skeleton with a scythe and he steps out from behind it and looks like he's going to take a pot shot at this gentleman. What would you like to do?
I'd like to inform that skeleton that is a mistake.
Okay. How would you like to deliver that message?
I would like to deliver that message with some nice claws, but not slashing because it doesn't look like there's anything to cut. Gonna do bludgeoning.
Okay.
And specifically towards legs, so that if I manage to break some, I can step out of range.
Very nice.
Okay. So first off, wherever my dice roller went. I presume a 9 is not going to quite cut it.
Not gonna get it done.
Okay. And then bonus action, I will do another unarmed strike and see if I get any better.
Okay.
Presume a 12, while better, is still not quite there.
You get 2 heaping clawfuls at the end of a scythe. Yeah, it looks like these guys are a little tougher than you want them to be. And as you engage this one, he sort of buffets your attacks and then raises this thing up, almost unaware of your attacks. But as you see him raise that up, you can see just so many more skeletons covered in muck and mire. The bones are almost black from being soaked in this bog for so long. Octave, as you look out, you see Sethan's in a little bit of trouble. He is standing at the foot of one of these skeletons and looks like he's about to get the scythe instead.
Oh God. Okay. Can I drag? Would it be my action to drag him back?
Yes, but even though that would potentially be forced movement, this guy would still get an opportunity attack as both of you moved away.
Okay.
You got a lasso in there?
I don't. I'm gonna try to just
Next time.
just try to hit this skeleton to try to at least get him weaker for my little friend over there. So he is going to cast Vicious Mockery and say, I'm surprised you're able to lift that thing up. I don't have any muscles and I'm more fit than you.
Wow. Wow. Okay.
Get fucked.
Okay. That's what the skeleton says. As he holds this scythe up in the air, and then looks at you with his eye sockets. Are very clear. They're not hollow so much as they are packed with really wet, soppy dirt, and there's bugs crawling out of them. And then he proceeds to flourish this scythe angrily at you because he got a nat 20 on that save.
You passed his with save.
Dang, yeah, that's fair. I can't keep a king down like that.
No, he's ready. He's ready to rumble.
Writes to him. Can I? Octave's gonna look around. Can he see any building that's open that we can start making our way over to?
Yeah, you guys are actually pretty close to the to Wiltroot Hall. And if you go into the chat, you can pull up the little map there.
Oh yeah, I've got it up.
Okay, that's what he said. And yeah, if you want to try and dive into the hall, That's you could do that. You can do that. Want to get up in that piece?
Yeah. He's gonna call out behind and be like, "Please come over here if you can. I don't think this is a good idea." And then they'll poke back out to help, but
Okay.
they're gonna stay in here for now.
Ziggy, as you turn around, you realize that this skeleton has been the subject of an attack by, as you look down, how tall is Ziggy? I don't know that we established that.
6 feet.
Okay. As you look down at an insect 2 feet tall and see it attacking this skeleton, I mean, kudos for the effort, but he certainly isn't getting the job done. Would you like to?
Would I like to attack? Yeah. Yes, I would. So,
How are you gonna?
I'm just figuring it out. I will take one short sword out, and then go for, say, I guess I can't really pierce because there's nothing in there.
We can.
So,
we'll deal with the damage type.
my damage type would be piercing, because it would be.
You're gonna hurt him. If you hit him, you'll hurt him.
Okay, yeah. So I'm gonna attempt to pierce his torso to break the hip.
Okay.
Somehow.
Sounds good. Sounds like a plan.
right.
Let's get an attack in here.
That's a D6, right?
That'll be for damage if you hit. So we'll start with the D20.
Yes.
Plus your bonus to hit, which is a +5. +5 to hit.
Okay. 12, so that's 17.
Oh yeah, that's gonna get him. Give me some of that damage. D6 +3.
9.
9 points of damage to this bad boy. All right. 9. Sweet. Yeah, as you boonk right through the middle of him, we see you almost expertly separate the vertebrae from his thoracic spine, and as he topples, you see the scythe come down and sort of stick into the ground behind Sethan. And he's still holding on to it with his upper body, but his lower body is starting to stagger around, wondering where the top of him went. And you can already see it starting to flag now that it's no longer connected. You've got a second offhand attack if you want to get on him.
Yeah, so I roll a D20 again, right?
You got it.
Yeah, all right, let's do this. Hopefully finish it.
Good. You certainly could.
So 11 plus 5 is 16.
That is definitely going to hit as well.
Hang on. Yeah, 11 plus 5, yeah, 16.
Beautiful.
And then 8 for damage.
8 more points of damage. I think we see you pull the same sort of game as he's sort of like leaned down over this scythe. We just see you like boop, just pop the skull between the first and second vertebrae. Just bam, just snap it right off like it was not a thing. And the skull falls to the ground and clatters, its teeth still chattering a little bit as it looks vacantly up at Sethan. And then you see its chattering sort of come to a stop. But there are many more skeletons approaching. And Redemption.
Hi, yeah, I'm upon the skeleton.
Yeah.
Is that skeleton still alive? The one that Octave tried to murder with words?
It is not. It is dead again. Yet again.
Okay. Upon another skeleton then.
Yes.
The one probably closest to me, but that I can still get away from without getting an attack of opportunity on me, because
Yeah.
the spell has a range of 120 feet anyway.
I'll pick a
I'm
skeleton,
gonna cast.
and I have them listed. I want to be very clear. I have them listed as skeletons in the turn order.
I love that. I'm casting Firebolt
Nice.
upon a skeleton.
Very good.
18 to hit.
That's going to hit.
Cool. Fucking 5 whole damages to the boy.
Sweet. Roll me an Arcana check, would you?
Oh god, okay.
People love it when I make them roll checks.
That's a 10 total.
Okay. You hit him, and you do 5 damage.
Cool. I'm going inside immediately after that.
Okay. Sweet. You pop one off, just bam.
Honestly, yeah.
And move inside. Bonus actions? Any bonus actions?
I'm gonna toss a Bardic Inspiration at Cethan.
Sweet. What
You
do you
get
say?
it. Don't die!
That'll do.
And you get a d6 to add to any of your d20 rolls, Cethan.
Very exciting. Let's see here. As you dive into into Wiltroot Hall, you look inside. The entrance here is relatively dark, not for lack of illumination, but it looks like the inside wood here has been burnished and then oiled, which gives it this deep, matte, dark, black color. It looks like charcoal, like natural charcoal that's been soaked with lighter fluid. And as you turn around, you see a skeletal hand reach in the door and start to pry it open. And the boy that you just shot, his face, the skeleton is scorched on this side. It's still sort of like gray, soaked from the bog on the other. Little tendrils of plant matter hanging off of him. He pulls that door open and reaches inside to grab you, and can't seem to get it done as you are holding that door shut. Another one moves ahead and tries to grab Cethan, and that is going to be a 21 versus armor class for Cethan, as this thing takes 2 steps forward, and while you're looking at the skeleton on the ground, grabs you around the middle and looks like he's going to try and eat you in return for what has been done to his friend. You're not going to take any damage from the grab, but you are restrained. You'll have to use your action to break that or kill him. Gain deflection. Does that get you to 21? I think 21 is to hit.
21 will equal.
Then it will still hit.
Under 1 ties. Okay.
Yeah, tie goes to the roller. So if you're like rolling to make a save, if you hit that number, you save. In this case, if he rolls to hit and hits that number, he's got you. The next skeleton is going to actually, as you look down, he is going to shoot a bow, which he seems to have drawn from an armory on the southeast side of this structure. There's a archery area to the south, and it looks like this hall is part of the Rec and Ed program. And he looks up at this bow like, how does this work? And then he looks down and grabs an arrow, and it's almost like it just like clicks into place. He goes, and then draws this bow, and he's going to take a shot at Cethan while he's grabbed. That is not going to get it done. but that one is because he gets advantage because you're restrained. And he shoots Sethan. And how much does he shoot Sethan for? We'll miss you. We'll see you in a minute. Him shoot Sethan. Wow. That's the wrong die. That's the wrong die. I thought that was a lot of damage. For 4 points of damage, piercing damage. And another skeleton rolls up, and he's going to take a shot at Ziggy. And that is going to be an 18 versus Ziggy's armor class. I think is going to hit as well. And that is going to be 7 points. Ziggy.
So I lost 7 hit points, correct?
Correct. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, these guys are like, there's 2 of them. They look like it's their first day at archery school, and they seem to be very capable students. The next one stumbles over and is going to try and pick up Athene, and is going to miss with a 9. You've got to please tell me you've got a better armor class than 9.
Yes.
Okay, very good. I was only concerned for just a moment. Sweet. He doesn't get a hold of you. And then it is your turn. There is a skeleton. He's chasing you around like this, trying to grab you. What do you do?
He's gonna say in his monotone voice, "I've got a bone to pick with you," and use hideous laughter.
All right. Do you want to take inspiration?
Sure.
Okay.
So okay, so yeah, he got a Skelly gonna make a wisdom saving throw.
How's an 8?
He's gonna fail.
Okay.
Now he's cackling.
He's did you tickle his funny bone?
Yes.
He begins to chatter and laugh, and then falls to the ground and begins to roll around on it, making a clattering sound. It's sort of like a mix of clattering and squishing. It's not it's not a deeply appealing sort of combination of noises, but that's the one you get because you're fighting skeletons in a bog.
And then I want to go over to the dead skeleton and inspect the bones. Learn what kind of creature, what type of humanoid it was.
Yeah.
About it.
Roll me a nature check, please.
Right, gonna use that inspiration right now.
There to be used.
Way better. Okay, that's 22.
Yeah,
It's
not
gonna
only.
be a 6.
Yeah. You're like, I think at first, and for those new to the table, I like to use both of your rolls whenever you roll with advantage or disadvantage narratively, or use inspiration in this case. I think as you look down, you're like, that guy's just covered in muck. That's just a mucky guy. And then you start to look around. You realize that these skeletons all seem to be very similar. They're all about 5'8", 5'9" in height. They all look to be both human and male. Yeah, that does that does cause just a slight sort of like, can I get an Arcana check from you as you regard that, please, Athene?
Gonna be 12.
You're not quite sure why these skeletons are all so very much the same looking. Besides the aesthetic that they just dug themselves out of a bog and started attacking the students on campus. But there's, there's something to this.
That's
Quite. Sethan. There's two skeletons with bows about 30 feet away from you. To the southeast corner of the building.
I'm no longer restrained. The defending guy has been broken.
No, he's got you.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes.
Did you forget Evie?
Maybe I did forget Evie. I apologize, Evie.
Okay.
Thank you.
Oopsies.
Finn, take inspiration again. It's good looking out for your fellow players. Yeah, Evie, as you look out, there's skeletons galore. Two of your compatriots here have dove into the building. Two or three more of them are still fighting on the southwest corner of this structure. And there's a few more skeletons coming out of the literal woodwork.
Okay. Can I wearily use a magic missile?
Sure. Which one do you want to shoot?
Do I not get 3?
Yeah, so you can choose to focus fire, which means that you do all the damage to one guy, which is more likely to take them out by way of like strategy. Is a nice way of doing things. If you want to smear it around, please don't let me stop you if that makes sense for your character. But yeah, you've got 3 darts to play around with. They will automatically hit. So you can just pick. There's 3 right here. One of them's grabbing Sethan. 2 more of them have bows and look to be plucking curiously arrows out of quivers in a closet and aiming down the side of this building at all of you.
Okay, so I'm gonna go after the one with Sethan.
Okay.
And you said they're on the building that everyone's running into?
They are they're on the south side of that building, yeah.
And we don't have anywhere to go once we're inside. Or do we? Is it attached to like a school? What's the building?
Yeah,
like?
Wiltrude Hall is it's a extracurricular sort of structure. It's not quite a gymnasium. It's more just like intramural stuff. You could go if you'd like. You could take a pottery class because they've got really fantastic clay over here. There's also a brewing space because they use the peat to heat and flavor the liquors and beers. There's all sorts of goodies you can get involved in inside the structure, and outside it seems that the skeletons have gotten into the bows and arrows again.
Okay, let's take out the one that has Sethan, and then the 2, if there's somebody else outside, I'll try and take them out so that everybody can run into the building.
Yeah, I would say that if you're going to do it, freeing Sethan would probably be the order of the day, and you'd want to focus fire on that guy to get started.
Okay, let's do that. So, I roll a d20?
Actually, no, because magic missile auto hits. So you're just going to roll 3 d4s. The little pyramid
That's the
looking guys.
triangle one. Right?
This
Yep.
guy?
Yep, you got it.
I'm rolling 3 of them.
Yep.
I only have 1.
You only roll
It's okay. You can just do 1, 2.
Okay.
and you read the top one.
The top one.
You know when it first landed.
So it says 1, 4, 2.
One pointing to the top. So 3.
3.
Great. All right. 3 to start with.
Got it. Okay, 4.
7. Great.
And then 2. Damn it.
So 9 plus 3. So you're gonna do. Oh man, you're almost gonna kill this guy. Yeah, as as these 3 darts. Actually, you let me know. Now I know that it says 3 silvery white darts fire at the same time, but everyone gets to flavor their spells. So, what does it look like when you blast these 3 bits of force damage into this guy?
What does it look like?
Yeah.
Like your magic missile. What is
Like
it?
I want to go for like the head, the chest, and like the stomach, and I wanted to like kind of like do like a little bomb. Like it's like so magical, it just kind of goes and it blows it up. So like he kind of just lodges in all 3 places.
I like that. Yeah, we see the skull pop off. We see the base of the ribs pop. We see the base of the spine pop at the hip. And we see this thing clatter down. But it still has a death grip on Sethan. And is struggling to sort of hold on to. It's just rib cage and arms.
Was travel or did they disappear?
That is a good question.
Ooh, they traveled with like a glowing sparkle, like a a sparkler behind it. They got the little
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Lovely. Firecracker-esque. Awesome. Yeah, you pop that off. You have a bonus action you want to use as well?
Can I run into the lodge myself?
You can. Absolutely. Yeah. If you want to move towards the lodge, be careful. There actually is a skeleton trying to get into the door right now. So as you come back around, you're like,
Can I dodge it?
You don't need to. You just need to make sure you're not, you don't get grabbed by it if he turns around. He's got one arm inside trying to grab. You can see through the sort of yellowy orange window. You can see Redemption and Octave on the other side. Yeah.
I'm still outside.
So,
yeah.
shit. Sorry, babe.
And that will, as you go back, you're like, I'll wait my turn. And Sethan, this thing's still gotcha. You can use your action to break the grapple, or you can just kill it.
I think I will go ahead and try and kill it and break its grip by not allowing it to be alive.
Again.
You got this.
Not friendly. I don't like these hugs.
Mr. Bad Touch Skeleton.
You shouldn't hug bugs anyway.
Tell that to this crowd.
All right, so let's see if I get a better roll this time. Oh yeah, 19.
That's gonna hit.
And just to cover the bases, I'll hit the bonus attack as well for a bonus action.
Not yet.
No?
Not on this guy.
Okay.
Just give me that damage from that first attack.
All right. 6.
Sweet. How do you attack this guy?
Since he's got me grabbed, it's going to be with double leg sweep, since I have 4 legs planted down.
Nice.
I'll use 2 of them to swat out the legs of this skeleton.
He's just ribcage at this point. Ribcage, arms,
Just ribcage.
shoulder blades. If you're doing sort of the double leg back kick, I think we see both legs hit this sternum and just see it just like break away. And you feel those skeletal thingies slowly loosen their grip as he dies. And I gotta kill him. Now you've got a bonus attack if you want to get in the mix. To your left, 10 feet is another skeleton with his arm inside. He seems to be grabbing at Redemption and Octave just inside the door. And then there's 2 more guys down the way who are marching closer very slowly, trying to train their bows on you and Ziggy.
Then I will definitely rush to protect Octave and Redemption.
Yeah.
Fair enough. So I'll rush over. If I can get into a position where I would have advantage for good positioning.
It's not so much on this one. He's
okay.
Yeah, he's not quite stuck. He's sort of in his own way, like most of us. Trying to grab, but not realizing he needs to like step back, open the door the rest of the way, and then he can get in the place. He's just a simple skeleton.
All right. The bonus action attack is wonderful 11 total.
That's not going to do it, but you do have some bardic inspiration, if I recall correctly.
You are correct. Let's kick a
roll the d6.
Roll the d6. Roll the d6.
All right. So that's 3 for 14.
Hey, that's going to get it done.
I bet that just matched it.
Just beat it.
All right.
What's that sweet damage?
We'll hit with 5 damage.
5 points of damage on this guy.
A nice backhand of the claw while it's folded.
Magnificent.
I don't want to get hooked on all the pointy bones.
On the gore, yeah. There's just so much muck and mire and vegetation, rotting vegetation dripping from these guys. It's not. I mean, it's it's aesthetic. Hashtag aesthetic. Emphasis on the ass. As you slash at that guy, Octave, you look out. There's a skeleton. He wants to try and get inside. What do you do to prevent that? Or do you want to welcome him in with the rest of you?
Oh, no, thank you.
No?
I'm not currently accepting guests at this time.
Right.
Skeletons aren't our type.
It seems, wow, that's racist and inhospitable.
I guess I should take the skeleton out of my body then. I'm part skeleton. Did you know that, Hadley? I can't be racist against my own
half
kind.
Man, half skeleton. A skeleton man.
It's like you can't be racist to white people. You can't be racist to skeletons because skeletons are in everything.
First.
Okay.
No, I mean, that's because of systemic situation.
True.
I'm sorry.
It's true.
And just because everyone has a skeleton does not mean that they can't be judgmental, prejudiced against them.
So true. Anyways, bestie, so the skeleton's up in my fucking face.
Hey, he's on the other side of a door, but yeah, he's about 2 feet away from you.
Scary.
He's on the window.
Also, because I perhaps have not played a bard before and looked at my sheet, I've given myself, the equipment from D&D Beyond has given him a big fuck-off longsword with his 8 strength score.
Okay.
Which is perfect for me, right?
I
I'm
mean,
so
longswords aren't
a
as
great
heavy as
decision.
people think they are.
Yeah, they're really not.
Yeah, but I have a +1 to hit because of my 8 strength. So this is sad.
It's almost 50-50
Um,
odds. It's like
yeah,
you have like
I
a 40.
know,
You have a
honestly.
40% chance of hitting this guy.
Light weapon.
We're beyond that. So
D&D beyond that.
So he's dragging it along the ground and just barely manages with only like really he's just using momentum.
Sure.
Okay, let's see how we do.
I want to be clear. There's no points for style here. All right. It's
Great. Okay, it is an exact 10 to hit.
Total. Yeah, you bring this over and you're like, I'm gonna lop this guy's arm off. And you just sort of go like right into the door, just over, and then you're like, oh, this is so heavy.
Yeah, my I was like, oh, I will take this great combat spell, and I just realized if I did that, I would hit 2 of my party members.
Yeah,
so
right,
Do you have fireball?
whoopsie. No, I have shatter.
Oh,
nice.
You ever
Nice.
yell so loud? Yeah.
Yeah, I've put my
Yeah.
brother into an autistic meltdown before by screaming.
Thank you for sharing, Bessie.
Yeah,
That'll be my
appreciate
turn.
you. Beautiful. No bonus action for you?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna bonus action this beautiful, powerful stranger right outside my door who's trying to help me.
Yes.
Who I don't believe Octave has met formally yet. And peeking through the door, they go, "You look very cool. I think you can do this. You've got this." And we'll
Sweet.
give Bardic Inspiration.
What die is that for you? Is that still a d6 as well?
I think since we're level 3, it's a d6.
Okay, very good. So you are going to take Bardic Inspiration, which means that you can add a 6-sided die roll to, I think it's damn near any d20 check, including an attack, a saving throw, or I didn't realize this until recently, initiative. Bardic Inspiration. You can actually apply it to initiative as well. But in this case, you've got a d6 to spend when it is your turn, and that is now.
Okay. I'm still outside, correct?
That is correct. There is a skeleton to your left, and it is
There's
at
still
least
one.
the closest one that doesn't have a bed.
Okay, and there's still a skeleton trying to get into the door, correct?
So that's that one. And then
The
there's
one
two.
closest to me?
Yeah, and then there's 2 with bows that are sort of advancing down the south side of the building towards y'all.
Okay, well, since the one closest to me is trying to get in, I'm going to go for another attack.
Yep.
With my piercing short sword. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, I got that. And then the 6 to roll, no, 20 to roll first, right?
Yep, you got it.
Yeah. I'm getting it.
Practice makes perfect, right?
Fuck yeah, 19, so 24.
Woo! Yeah, get him, son.
Oh. D6 plus 3, so 4 for damage.
Excellent.
Oh yeah, I got a bonus action because I'm fucking dual wielding.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Hell yeah. That's an 11 plus 5, so 16 for hit.
Yes, for sure.
And then 4 plus 3 is
7 more
7.
damage. Yeah, I think we see you. You're doing short swords, right?
Yeah.
I think we see you come in with that first one and just sort of like hook it into this thing's rib cage, and then I think we see you shove that other one in, and then just like whoosh, just like absolutely shatter this thing up and down. And from inside, it's a very beautiful scene because you see this skull clattering at this window, trying to bite at Redemption and Octave. And Redemption Octave, as you look out, you see this clattering just suddenly stop, and then you see the chin drop, and then the top of the skull drop, and then sort of hook on the door for just a second, and then tumble away. And you can see Ziggy standing outside, having having bested this skeleton. And as you sort of loosen up your grip on the sword, see the arm that was connected to it hit the ground. And Ziggy, you still have a movement if you'd like to use it. You could get inside at this point.
Yeah, I'll bring my ass inside because I seem to be the only one there.
Okay, you pry that door open, scattering bones across the ground, and step inside the building. Redemption, as you look out, you see that there is a skeleton on the ground, cackling, clattering, laughing, grabbing its non-existent sides as it is seemingly at Athene's will, laughing itself near to death.
I think Red will kind of like very carefully peek his little head out the door to look at Athene and just kind of like, get inside, please! And then cast Firebolt at, are there any skeletons that are still like violent?
Not that you can see currently.
Then
Do you want to come back outside? Do you want to get outside again?
Fuck no.
No? Come on.
No.
Come on.
I'm just gonna call outside and tell Athene to come inside so that we don't have to deal with the last skeleton. And give Athene also a bardic inspiration it's yelling come inside is giving me inspiration.
All right.
Come inside, don't die, please. You're very small and precious, and I love you.
I love that. Roll me up the attack for the firebolt, please.
I wasn't gonna actually. I decided I wasn't gonna cast it because if you cast a thing, I'm pretty sure if you cast a damage onto a creature affected by hideous laughter, it undoes the spell.
I think it can make a save.
And I don't want to do that.
Okay.
When it's near Athene.
So bardic inspiration to bonus. What's your action?
Closing the door and stepping away from it.
Okay.
That's it. I was just gonna do the bardic thing.
Okay, cool. It's a skeleton time. That guy's dead. This guy's dead. Again. These two guys. Oh no, that guy's not. That guy's very much undead. He is going to roll around on the ground laughing and fail his wisdom saving throw to stop Tasha's hideous laughter. These two guys are going to come around the corner with bows drawn, and the first one is going to take a shot at Athene and miss. The second one is going to take a shot at Sethan and miss as well. Both of them seem to be having a harder time now at this. And that brings us around to Athene. Athene, you look down, you see a arrow thunk into the ground in front of you. What do you do?
I want to pick up some scattered bones and put them in my satchel.
Okay. There's no shortage of them. Are there any bones in particular you're looking to get?
Skulls are always nice.
Skulls are nice. Skulls are nice. I could see you. You could easily just reach down. There's one there. It's the one that there's a single vertebrae still stuck in there. It's the one that Ziggy popped off with his short sword. There's also some arms. The little flingers.
If you ever want some smaller bones, you can make like some Blair Witch style protection charms there.
Get you some phalanges.
Yeah, get you some phalanges.
Fingers.
Some flingies. Sweet.
And then I just go inside because my friend said so. And I'll listen.
What a novel concept, listening to your friends when they give you good advice. Edie,
If all your friends jumped off a bridge, would you jump off too? The answer is yes.
I had a friend who broke her back jumping off of a bridge in Seattle. She jumped off the what's the one that goes from the U District?
The one with the troll?
No, that's the Fremont Bridge. That's the one people jump
you're
off to
right.
kill themselves. That's a different bridge.
Fair.
No, this was the one on the south side. It's not Marymount. Whatever.
Oh, the little drawbridge
Yeah,
by the yacht club.
yeah, on the south side.
That one.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I know.
She
what
jumped
you're
off,
talking
broke her back, and I was like,
Jesus.
I cannot thank you enough for answering the age-old question of if your friends jumped off a bridge, would you do it too? Evie. Hey, girl, hey.
Hey.
You got 2 bow and arrow skeletons left, and a laughing skeleton. It does seem like everybody's sort of making their way into the hall at this point. So it's up to you if you want to stand out here and pop these guys off. What do you want to do?
What about locking the door to like close it so they can't follow us in, and then we continue on?
You've still got a couple of people outside currently.
Okay.
Well, you and Sethan are outside at this point, I believe.
And there's a couple. Okay. Well, is there anybody attacking Sethan?
Nope. Sethan's has freed himself. From where you stand, which is just a few feet away from the edge of the building, you can see these 2 advancing skeletons with short bows, and then as you look off to the left, past the building on the front side, you can see another skeleton who seems to just be laughing. He's not making a whole lot of sound except for the chattering and the rolling around on the ground, and occasionally laying on his face and smacking the ground as if he's laughing at the most hilarious joke, which was, I have a bone to pick with you.
Okay, so he's mad creepy, so I'm gonna use my hammer and hopefully smash his skull.
Nice. You'll have advantage on this, which if you're on your phone, I believe you hold down the number, and then it should bring up a little menu, and you'll click advantage. If that doesn't work, then just click the number to attack.
To attack?
Yes. The bonus to attack. Take a look at it quick.
Is that under my skills? I'm so sorry.
It should be actions. Bear with me just a moment.
I
have
see.
to. Bear with me. There we go. You gotta activate. Use the dagger as the stat for that attack. You might need to refresh your page because it just activated your crossbows and your crossbow and your daggers.
Oh, cool. I didn't know you could change it from over there.
Yeah, I got you.
Interesting. Ooh. Okay, so holding it. That didn't work.
So
Sorry,
just
guys.
the plus 4 on the dagger. Yep.
Yeah,
Oh,
right
got
there.
it. Rolling. Ooh, 14 plus 4, 18.
Nice. That's definitely going to hit. Go ahead and roll me that damage, please.
That's a D4.
D4 plus 2.
It's a 4.
Plus 2.
6.
Nice. As you smash into this thing, you see the back of the skull just sort of collapse and squish since it's full of muck and soil and peat moss. And then you see its hand sort of hit the ground one last time. And then you see its head turn up and look at you with hollow eyes, Terminator style.
Ew.
And it looks very displeased that you just assaulted it. You interrupted its funny joke.
Can I kick it?
Sure, why not? Let's give you an offhand attack. Let's just do an unarmed strike for me.
Okay.
Seems like a reasonable reaction if this thing. Yeah, bam.
Hey,
Yeah, as you go to just like kickball this thing's skull, you see it very quickly push itself back, and like Lucy with the football for Charlie Brown, just like whoop, just pulls his head out of the way. And roll me a dexterity saving throw, please.
oh, dexterity.
Go over.
Here, right?
Yeah.
10 plus 2, 12.
You go whoop, and just like Charlie Brown, we see your left foot slip on some slimy leaves, and up in the air you go, and then wham, onto your back you go as well. You are going to take 1 point of bludgeoning damage as you hit the ground.
Oops.
Oopsie. Back to the top of the order with Sethan. You got one bad skeleton left outside immediately, and then you got 2 more boys who are going to be here any second, coming around the south side of the building.
All right. Fair enough. I would like to make this skeleton into more pieces.
Okay. Just like a bone paste for China.
Okay. Uh, 17 to hit.
17 is going to hit.
Okay. Then I'll throw 6 unarmed damage at it, and I will attack it again.
Blammo! Oh, you don't have to because you. How did you attack him?
I'm behind it, so I will kick out the knees and chop at the head.
Okay. Yeah, I think we see these legs go up, and this thing like, what's happened? And then just come back across, and bat that skull off, as its rib cage inverts and lands on its own legs, in a very disorienting arrangement of bones. Yeah, I understand. It too is dead. And as you turn around, you see the other 2 skeletons sort of breach the south side of the building, and they're going to be going to work on anyone who's out here in just a few seconds. Octave, do you want to swing a sword again?
I'm sorry.
Who looks the most like rough
Sethan.
generally?
I think
Okay.
Sethan's the only one who's actually taken damage, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Okay, and how far away is Ethan from me?
I've taken much.
One
Take a roll
self.
too. Yeah. I mean, Sethan's right outside the door. You can see him. He's about 10 feet away.
Okay. Octave's gonna open the door and seeing them looking a little bit bloodied and a little
They still have an
little
arrow
weather.
in them, actually.
Woof, yeah. He's gonna reach their hand out and say, "Take my hand. Let me help you." And as their hands touch, they cast Cure Wounds at 2nd level. It will.
My love, that's first.
How many
Okay, sorry.
wounds?
Scroll
How
down.
many wounds do you
Good
have,
ones, Will.
Sethan? Like 9, 4 wounds, 5 wounds, 9 wounds.
4. Not
Uh,
terribly injured.
Okay. Ziggy, were you worse off than that?
Pardon?
How much damage did you take?
I took 7, so I got 16 hit points.
Okay. So of the two, yeah, Ziggy does. I mean, Ziggy looks like he's had a rough go at it to begin with.
Okay, yeah.
So
I was gonna say they got that disheveled rock star look going. It's a vibe.
yeah,
It's a vibe.
yeah. They're hard living, for sure.
Hard living, hard partying, possibly hard drugs by the look of them. Who am I to say?
I mean, whatever gets you through one day to the next.
It is college after all.
That's correct.
Don't do heroin.
Anyways, Ziggy's gonna be
try to
healing his
avoid
health.
heroin. It's opioids.
Generally,
It's not the
that's-
opioids that are so much the problem. It's the never stopping.
Yeah.
Just
It's
devil
true.
lettuce.
And really, it's the
Uh,
fentanyl more than anything else. Just there's free test kits available, kids. If you use narcotics, get the free test kits at least, please.
Right. So
As your father.
valid. With the second level, Ziggy would be at more than full health because I got 14 points of beautiful, powerful healing. So you're looking tip top.
Yeah, I think that from Octave, your point of view, you're like, there you go, you're all, and then you look and you're like, that didn't do as much as I thought it would. I mean, it still did. I mean, you were just not by way of like healing. It does all the healing. You're totally healed back up to full health, but you're like, oh, he's just rough like that. Sweet. Anything else for Octave? Ziggy.
Yes.
You got two bad guys coming around the corner here as everybody's piling in. They got bows drawn. What do you want to do?
How far away am I from them?
They are about 10 feet away from you, and they are side by side and are sort of searching for someone to shoot at. And then both of them just sort of like scan Terminator style at the two, or at you and the group of people inside the door here.
I would say, could I do a perception check, but I wouldn't know what I'd be looking for.
Oh, should we already do it?
No, okay, actually, I'm going to do another piercing attack again, just to get it, because I'm definitely am I within range here?
You can move to within range
And that takes
with
an
relative
action,
ease. That is just your movement.
Okay, yeah, I'll move to shorten the distance to one of them.
Great.
So then I'll roll my d20.
Yeah.
Which is a 10 plus 2?
Plus should be 5.
Yeah.
Or, yeah.
So,
15 is going to hit him.
nice. And then I get a 5 plus 3, which is an 8 for damage.
8 damage, very nice. Yeah, you slash across this guy, cut the string of the bow, and sort of bury your short sword in the wood, and sort of shake it off as you come to the end of your strike. You've got a second shot in there if you want to lay that down.
Is the skeleton didn't die, correct?
No, it was at full health, but if you think that if you get another one of those shots, he's done.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna go for another attack.
Okay.
What's the upside down 6? Is it a 9 or with a or
There should be a little dot or a line underneath it to let you know it's a 9.
It's a 9 with the line underneath it.
Let me
Yeah.
see.
I'm just, yeah.
Yeah, you got it.
Yeah. Okay, 9. So 9 plus 5 is what?
14 is going to
14.
hit as well. Give me that
Thank
sweet
God.
damage.
So you got all right. Let's see. So 6.
That's a 6.
6. So 9 damage.
Blammo. This guy is kaput. and he clatters to the ground. And his buddy with the bow looks down and then looks back up with you at you, and he goes, "Tisk tisk tisk," and
I chuckle.
yeah.
Say years of practice.
And there's only one skeleton left. And Red, would you like the honor of killing it?
Yeah, honestly, Red's gonna cast Firebolt through the fucking window.
Okay.
Actually, no, he's not. I've decided otherwise.
You can
He's
go.
gonna cast
You can go whole hog here, man. Go to work.
He's casting Chromatic Orb because it doesn't take a spell slot for him.
Great.
That's gonna be a fucking 19 to hit.
That's definitely gonna hit. Tell me about that orb action.
It's 12 damage. The orb comes in the shape of a giant ball of like magma, and the orb looks like it's made of magma with little bits of obsidian caking on the outside.
Nice.
And as it hits the skeleton, the obsidian cracks off and it just melts.
What was the damage on that?
12.
12 points of damage.
Yeah.
It looks as if a stiff breeze could kill it. Does Chromatic Orb sustain, or does it end at the end of your?
I think it just ends. Give me 1 second.
I was thinking. I think I was thinking Flaming Sphere.
Yeah, this is definitely not Flaming Sphere.
Okay.
Where'd it? Yeah, it just kind of does the damage.
Okay. It looks pretty bad. It drops the bow. The magma cooks the skull until you hear like a crack. But it's still moving around. And as it starts to trundle towards the door, you see it stop and scratch its head and look over its shoulder to the right, and then it waves, and then it turns to ash, like Acme Warner Brothers cartoon style, and just literally just like disintegrates from the bottom up. Its waving hand, the last thing to go as it whoosh down into ash. And
it pulled an Infinity War.
Yeah, not too far off. And then you all sort of see out through the still open door. There's a gentleman. He walks up. He has black, greased back hair. He's got some real thick Coke bottle round glasses. He's got a sort of a little button nose, and he's got a little black like goatee. He's wearing a very nice gray vest with dark green piping. And a jacket of a darker shade of charcoal with green piping over the shoulders. He's maybe about 5'3", 5'4". He's given you some dark Danny DeVito vibes. And he adjusts his glasses and he says, "Oh, hello. I apologize for the skeletons. That's no way to host students from other colleges now, is it? I apologize. Please. I'm Dean Valentine. A pleasure to be able to host you here at Witherbloom."
Thank you very much. I'm all about the preservation of history, just perhaps not that well preserved.
He sort of yes. The skeletons are a bit of a problem around here. I mean, what are we to do with all this necromantic energy? Some of it just spills over, and suddenly there's skeletons rising up from the depths of the bogs again. Now, what brings you to Witherbloom?
I want to look sort of like huddled to the rest of the gang and as like, do we tell the truth as to why we're here?
I mean, we can always just say that we were looking to go to Sedgemoor, and that it was beautiful in the spring.
Lying makes me nervous, and I'd really prefer not to.
I'm all right with telling the truth. It's not like we're doing anything particularly illegal or immoral. We are just doing some research, even if it's on a topic that they're being fishy about.
To be fair, the school is covering up deaths, so, like, who really cares? Right?
Well, I'm gonna pick my ass up off the ground that I was on outside and join the crew, and just make a note that this guy was cool with killer skeletons about 5 minutes ago. So I'm not on the side of trusting him.
I'm also with you guys too. And also because I'm a student, I'm going to say, hey, Dean, good to see you.
Ziggy, how's it going? He reaches up to give you the school handshake. Yeah, it's pretty simple. Ziggy, will you do me a favor? I've got some students I'd like you to mentor that will be coming in for early admission over the summer. If you want to make a couple extra gold pieces.
No problem, Dean. I'll be there for you.
Great, love that. He sort of gives you a little punch. He's not tall enough to hit you in the shoulder. It just sort of reaches over and just sort of gets you one in the hip. He looks in. He says, "What brings?" And he adjusts his glasses. Hundreds. Lorehold, two Lorehold, and a Prismaria. Interesting indeed. You didn't just stumble here for the spring flowers, did you?
We need to see Sedgemoor.
But
it's pretty in the spring, and we don't. Yeah.
Well, I mean, yes, but mostly just because the Venus flytraps are more robust.
The what?
Oh.
The Venus flytraps. There's many insects for the plants to feed on.
They only eat plants, right?
The bugs or the Venus flytraps.
No, sorry. The plants only eat the bugs, right? It's not gonna be a killer plant from the moon situation.
You read far too much fiction, good sir.
Sorry.
He says, I apologize, perhaps. You don't know me. I'm Dean Valentine. I do think I said that part, but I'm one of the deans. I'm sort of looks back and forth at everyone. He goes, and shows you two big pearly vampire teeth. And is you know, with the right.
Cool.
Oh, you're a carnivore. I read about those. That's why you have the defined canines.
It's more of a hemophore, but that's neither here nor there. One of my specialties, I really, it's sort of a passive thing. I apologize. It's not actually something I can easily stifle, but I could hear all of your thoughts about whether you should lie to me or not.
Oops.
It's just a surface level thing. I wasn't prying. I just the
That's
thoughts
understandable.
just come to me. No, I understand that I may be an imposing figure, and he sort of stands up to about 5'4".
But then you also heard me thinking, I wonder what he had for dinner.
Yeah, but we're not going to have that conversation now, are we?
There was
skeletons.
What was that, Finn?
Where do you source your skeletons?
He says, well, it's interesting you should ask. Most of the skeletons are actually cloned. Instead of killing people and then using their skeletons or waiting for them to die. We used to wait around for them to die, but with advances in necromancy, we've been able to just simply create more skeletons from existing skeletons, and unfortunately, that sometimes the necromancy's just, my cup spilleth over.
That's questionable. So, do you clone them without flesh, souls, and hearts?
Yeah, no, we wouldn't waste the time nor the energy, or be caught up in the moral quandary of creating sentient creatures anymore.
Okay.
I have a question for you.
Yes.
Please.
Redemption, right?
Yeah.
Great name.
Thank you.
Yes.
I'm gonna get in trouble. Oh no.
Spit it out, my boy.
Does the name Regaxer mean anything to you?
Sure.
Is it the guy who killed someone on campus about 2 centuries ago, almost several years?
I was here. I was still working on my tenure back then.
Can you tell us about that?
No.
Why?
It's a very dark time in our school, and
I mean, the
dredges
same
up
thing.
some very difficult memories.
Understandable.
We were primarily looking to get a guide through Sedgemoor.
Well, I mean, if you want are you looking for botanical tours? And you came through most of the wood on your way here.
Quite fair. It was just a recommendation from a professor.
Yes, it is beautiful in the spring, as was suggested. And then he scratches his chin and says, "Beautiful in the spring." Perhaps you could join me in my office for a moment, please.
To whom is he speaking?
All of you.
Redemption is gonna follow him if he's going anywhere.
Yeah, he's beckoning you.
Yeah, he's gonna go with him.
Sorry, go ahead.
I will follow.
Hold Athene hand. Hold Athene hand, please. Redemption's terror.
I have separate hand and wing. You can hold either.
Yeah, there you go.
Red is going to be fidgeting with one of Athene's wings and keeping close to them.
sounds understandable.
The theme pulls out this skull from before and like plays with it like a puppet, and it's like in a funny voice, like, "Don't worry."
Red is very receptive to this.
Sweet. As you all begin to follow him, he takes you down this path from Wiltroot Hall across the southern side of Witterson's Hall, and then doubles back up and into the southeast entrance. And all the time, he is sort of both regaling you about the skeletons and how they seem to manifest of their own accord these days, and commend you all for doing such a good job and getting rid of them. Usually, you see the instructors have to step in and clean things up, but you did such a tremendous job so quickly. I was really only there to get the last little bit of a skeleton myself. I got all worked up for nothing. But no, do please to join me in my office. And he takes you into Witterson's Hall, and he begins to descend almost immediately once you get into this structure. It is a tremendous tree. It is huge. And as you look inside, you can see actually very sort of modern looking decor on the inside. It looks like there's beautiful sort of like wood planked floors, but there's like suspension cables, very industrial meets classic log cabin aesthetic in here. And he begins descending deeper into this tree. And the deeper he goes, the more he seems to be on edge, looking back up the stairs and concerning himself very closely as he wrings his hands with whether anyone is watching all of you make your way deeper into Witterson's Hall. And after a pretty concerted effort of getting down these stairs, he comes to a small wooden door with iron lashings, and he pulls out from his chest pocket a small steel key, slips it into the lock, and unlocks that room. And as he pushes the door open, you can see the nameplate, Dean Valentine. And as you come inside, this space reeks of necrotic energy and a little must. It's a little musty in here. But as you walk inside, you can see that he has a tremendous collection of books. Most of them look to be hand bound. And he sort of like drags his hands across the books almost lovingly, and strides over to his desk. He sits down at the desk, and he reaches the drawer and pulls out a little notebook and takes some notes in it, and sets it back in. Yes, do come in. I understand that you have many, many questions for me. I assumed you did.
I'd just like to know what's going on here, Dean. Skeletons coming around. I've been here for long at the school, so I'm kind of curious myself.
Well, yeah, there's some of the necromancers they're in detention now, but they seem to have mixed up a formula for a spell and instead of a short-term raising of the dead, it seems to be caught in some sort of loop. And so every now and again, it charges up enough energy and skeletons.
Is there a way somehow we could break this loop to help save the school somehow?
That would be very helpful. I've been looking into it. The problem is we're not sure what's sustaining the spell. So I mean, it could just be latent necromantic energy. It could be that that someone's. I mean, I doubt that someone is just like going around regularly animating the dead.
Can we do a detect magic?
Would you like to detect magic?
I don't know. Should I read the whole paragraph to see if that's a bad thing or not?
No, you should. I would absolutely lie. I think it's actually a very smart thing to do. Yeah. I think you have to spend a spell slot to do it, but the timing of it is impeccable. As you cast detect magic, there's some magic in here. Most of the books seem to have a magic about them. It is. Let's see what school of magic it could be. I sometimes have to look things up to make sure I don't stumble over myself here. Well, okay. So a lot of necromancy, obviously. There's also some divination magic in here. Divination magic is stuff like identify or scrying. There's clairvoyance and true sight, stuff like that. Is divination. There's almost all the books have a faint enchantment on them, which seems to delay or eliminate their breaking down over time. They're just sort of imbued with a sustained magic. On his desk, there's an hourglass, and it is also enchanted. You're not quite sure what it does, but it is emitting a significant amount of energy. It's a pretty sizable hourglass as well. And as you look in the left far corner of this room, you realize that there is a big illusion in the corner of the room. It looks like there's sort of an angular wall there with a portrait of Valentine in a somewhat ridiculous Napoleonic sort of like small guy riding a big horse. And that whole wall and that portrait seem to be an illusion. And then there's the one more thing. And as you are sort of like, that's magic, that's magic, that's magic, that's magic. What's everybody's passive perception?
Oh, it's good, my
11.
17.
Good.
I for once have wide beat 20.
Nice.
12.
14 for me.
Evie, you are, despite your regular perception, because you have cast detect magic, you're gonna get it. You're gonna see this. But as you're detecting magic, Evie and Redemption and Athene. Or I guess Redemption and Athene, you hear shh. And Evie, as you look down, you see a small red alligator skin like book. It's got a little leather thong over it, and it looks like it's been soaking in a bog for a long, long time. The pages are warped and distended. The red alligator skin leather is faded in some spots, darkened in others, and you absolutely see it because it is absolutely radiating with necromantic energy. And do you look at it?
Yes.
As you look down at it, you see embossed, almost burnished, into the cover is the name Murgaxer.
Can I steal it?
You don't have to because you don't need an insight check to know that this guy just kicked it out from under his desk to you.
So I can take it.
You see him turn his chair around, and he lights a match on the table and begins to puff on a small meerschaum pipe, and begins to hum to himself. Little wisps of white smoke.
I swipe it.
And okay, as you do, it feels very uncomfortable in your hands. You can see this greeny gray magical energy running over your hands. It feels slimy. And as you pull back the little band from this notebook and begin to flip through the pages, it seems like more of this necrotic energy pours out of it. As you look at the pages, however, it seems like most of them are waterlogged. They've since dried, but most of the ink inside of it has faded. But as you flip to the back of the notebook, there's about 6 pages that are blank. But the last one's the one that stands out. And he says, this very well may be my last entry. Tomorrow is the Rose Stage Festival, and they'll finally get to see what I can do. That is where I'll leave you tonight.
Well then.
Goddamn.
Blue balled us.
I haven't seen Heather's, but I know that there's like a dude who tries to like blow up the school in Heather's, and I just thought about that.
JD is the other one of the other 2 main characters, and he winds up blowing himself up instead.
Lovely.
I went to it's I guess a little story time if you want.
Knock it out.
Okay, so usually on Tuesdays is the tabletop club that I'm president of at my school.
Nice.
I'm a founding father of the club. Yeah, so we got canceled 1 week. So instead I went to GSA, the Gay Straight Alliance. I figured I'm queer, so go to the club with all the other queer people, because tabletop is basically just GSA for nerds.
It's queer people with rolling dice. Yeah.
Yeah. So I go there, and there's this guy there who's also sits at my lunch table. His vibes are too chaotic. Like, people joke about queer people are chaotic and stuff, but like he's just too far because he's like a freshman, so he's still young, so he's got that like weird 14-year-old energy. And so we're like doing an activity, and the teacher says we can put on music, and they decide to put on the Heather soundtrack.
Bad. Red flag.
Yeah, so he's like singing along to the fucking JD song in a school. And it like really made me uncomfortable. So I go up to the teacher and I'm like, he's playing a song about school terrorism in a school.
Yeah.
I will say I did in high school suggest us performing Heathers, and also frequently listened to the soundtrack at school.
If you're listening with headphones in, then that's fine because nobody can hear. But like to play it out loud for the club, that's
a little bit more fair.
Flag on the play. Yeah, y'all keep an eye out for folks like that and be kind to them if you can. Might save your life. Unfortunately, with all that said and done, I must bid you adieu and au revoir, and remind you as always to be good. Take care of yourselves, and if you can't be good, don't get caught. Good night, everybody. Thank you so much, Dylan and Leah, for joining us. It was absolutely fantastic to have you. We'll look forward to seeing you again in 2 weeks, because we're going to do every other week for the time being, unless people just get like so hot to trot they can't wait. I can't wait 2 weeks, man. I need more Dungeons and Dragons. But thank you all very much for joining us. Great to see everyone again. We'll be back with the students of the Strixhaven in 2 weeks. Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody. It was nice meeting everybody. It was great playing. Bye.
Thanks for joining us.
Thanks.
Bye, y'all.